found a solution or healing to my transformation, to my relationship with me sharing my music, my artists' music, with my family or others. Well, specifically my family, because I had this thing where I would feel, if I would, let's say we were in a car and I would put my songs, I would feel this like awkward feeling, this like uncomfortable, and it was really not fun because I always wanted to share and to connect, because music is a great way to connect. And there was this disconnect, there was this something strange, and for many years, and I realized that I had too much of an expectation on my family, on my sister, brother-in-law, to enjoy my music, to like it, and to like maybe giving me a praise, or like, oh, it's like something like that. And I felt this thing where I was like really struggling. I was wanting this validation from the external world, when it's actually, I always say, it's from within it's best. So I needed to bring it back, because I wasn't even enjoying my music myself. I would get in my head and just think like, oh, I would even listen to my songs and I would start like finding flaws in them or something like that. Like, oh, they're not gonna like this. They're gonna like this. Oh, maybe there's too much of this. Or it's like doesn't sound like this. Whatever. Like, just not fun. But then what I did was I went to observe. So I would be in the car with my brother-in-law and my sister, and I would observe their reactions. Brother-in-law would put his music, and I always noticed a pattern. There was like this like normal, regular, neutral reaction to songs. There's like no like yeah or like whatever. And that's the thing. That's why my family is. And even I myself then observe myself. I remember times when someone would show me music. I remember Charlotte in 2018 actually showed me songs, and noticed that I would give this like very blank reaction. And that's just me, because I read that I'm someone who's like very open-minded, so not much phases me. Like, it's very like, so that's just me. But also I realized that it's not fair, because I would even get this like awkward feeling, like maybe as a recovering people pleaser, that if someone showed me a song, I would feel like almost like I have to like give some sort of reaction or like it, and if I don't, maybe the person will be disappointed or sad or something like that. So I was just kind of almost like this like awkward, forced kind of like, hey, yeah. No, I mean, I would like the song usually, but it's stuff like that. So I realized like it's not fair for me to put others in that situation, and I would do that myself. So, and I would expect too much. So then I was like, okay, let's lower this. Let's have neutral expectation. Our goal now is not to get some reaction or praise or positive compliments or whatever, but instead let's try to get that neutral kind of like, yeah, it's music, and that's the thing. It's music. It's normal. It's like breathing. It's like shopping or whatever. Like the most normal thing ever. So it doesn't need that, something like. And also, I'm very blessed to have my brother Vicky C, who has such a high appreciation for music. I would say even more than me, because I remember there was a Spotify recap thingy at the end of the year. I looked at my minutes. I was like, oh wow, that's kind of a lot. And then I looked at Vicky C. That was like triple that. So Vicky C listened to like 3 times more music than I did. So that's awesome. So that moment made me realize, oh yeah. And you can tell like from concerts. So yeah. So it's very interesting. But now I think and then what I did was, it felt right to me. I mentioned Francesca Michelin to my sister, who knows. I mean, my family knows that. Everyone who knows me knows that I love Francesca Michelin's music. And from Italy, and then I kind of suggested, like, we had a good time after the Poland trip, and I suggested I would send a few songs, Sister's Way on her way back home, and brother-in-law was in good mood, so he was gonna get his birthday present of a metal detector. So I mean, but either way, it was just a good timing too. So I thought, like, why not just experiment? So I'll send a few songs, and this time, instead of expecting something, I'll just let them go. And I know sister will listen to them. I'm not gonna ask like, did you like it? Did you like it? Will you give me validation? No, I'm just gonna let it go. And it's such a more relaxing way, because all I realized, and this goes to also other things, like I learned that if you really feel something, all you need to do is just to say it. And it doesn't matter what the reaction you get. As long as you said it, you let it out of your system, and then you will be heard in some way, or you plant some sort of seed. Whether it grows or doesn't, it's okay. But then you get this like relief, and it's like, now I feel like this completion, this closure with the situation that was bugging me for so long. Yes. And also my goal was to put Francesca's music out there, because there is a chance that sister will be at a concert, my dream concert of Francesca one day, maybe next year. And I just want sister to be at least somewhat familiar with Francesca's music, because it's definitely more fun to go to concert when you know the songs, at least somewhat. So just plant that little seed there, and however it grows, I can't control it, but now it's much more light, and I no longer feel the need to do that anymore. I don't need to, worry about that. Now I can enjoy my music, and I was doing that. And also, here's another thing. So you see, when you put your energy like that, when you want something from others or the external, that validation or approval, you push them away, actually energetically. So it's almost like when you want like a girl to like you, or you want someone to like you, and notice how like you push them away in a way. But when you don't want it, when you don't care, you bring the energy back to yourself, so that way you almost pull them into you as well. So here's what happened. So like I said, I was like doing this external, and I would push them away. I would get in my head, I get resistance. But then during the trip, I realized I put my headphones in, and I finally started to enjoy my music myself. I got into this my like dreamy bubble in the backseat, and I was just like zoned out, listening to my music. And then what happens? And before that, I actually planted another seed. I showed my brother-in-law the name of the song, Dua Lipa Houdini, and then completely forgot about it, which means I didn't care. I mean, I did, but like I completely forgot about it. But that seed was planted already. And then I hear my sister like looking at me like, listen. And I took out my headphones, and sister shows me on a radio, Dua Lipa Houdini is playing, which hasn't happened in years since it was released. So that was a good moment. So once I brought the energy back, to the within, that's when I drew something in, like that. It's almost
like manifestation.
fun.